procedure. It can give patients radiant new smiles that last a lifetime. It's called Same-Day New Smile, and it was pioneered by Dr. Sean Keller from Smiles by Design in Redmond. Please welcome Dr. Keller along with his patient, Dana Turner, who underwent the procedure. So you actually invented this whole thing, right?
Yes.
What is it?
So a lot of people have fear or possibly the cost or just not the time to get their teeth taken care of, and so things get worse and worse and worse, and it gets to a point where they almost feel like they have no hope. So I wanted to come up with a procedure where you could just go to sleep and wake up and have your smile completely done and have it done in a way that'll last a lifetime.
Now, how is that different from what we have been doing? Because I know people generally have to come back several times.
Well, the main thing used to be if you needed an implant done, you used to have to put the implant in and you have to wait maybe 4 to 6 months, maybe a year to have it before you can put a crown on it. So with my procedure, you can have your teeth out, put the implants in, and just 4 is all you need. And you put the bridge on the same day, like you don't have to wait any time. That day you wake up with your smile. Yeah.
Wow. So you went through this procedure, right?
Yeah, I did.
Could you even believe there was such a thing?
No, I ended up seeing Sean do a talk show, and so I started doing the research, and I went for years with a lot of missing teeth, and it wasn't good, and I was really afraid of dentistry, you know.
Which is partly what got you into the problem and then elongates the problem, right?
Yes, exactly. And then he says, you know, he can do it all in one day and all this kind of stuff. So I went and saw him. I started talking to him about it, and
find
sure
out if
enough,
that's for real.
It actually did happen.
So we have some pictures which are pretty interesting because
Interesting. That's a good way to call it.
yeah. What had you been wrestling with?
Missing teeth. There you go.
Yeah, the little
tooth that could.
Yeah.
On the lower there.
Some were missing.
One tooth left. You know. Yeah.
And so after a while, do you just kind of give up hope? I'm not going to go in because it's just a mess.
And you're not eating properly. You know, there's things you can't eat. You know, there's all kind of, you know, like an apple that was not going to happen.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, pretty soon you start to say to yourself, either I'm going to do this for myself or I'm going to suffer for the rest of my life.
And it has such an effect on your life, right?
Yeah.
When your smile isn't...
Well, you don't want to smile.
Right.
You know.
Cover your mouth, do all that kind of stuff. And there are other problems, right? When your teeth are not where they should be, you have jaw problems and other functional problems.
Yeah, I mean, just the teeth wiggling in the socket allows bacteria to get into your bloodstream, and it can collect on your heart, your kidneys, on your brain. So the mouth is connected to many diseases in the body.
So it's super important to take care of this. So when you woke up, how long did the procedure take?
Yeah, you know, I was out, so.
Why am I asking you? You were asleep through this.
He says I was singing during the.
I mean, he's kind of an entertainer and he does impressionism, so he was like,
so your true self comes out.
He was saying all kinds of
I
weird
turned up
things,
the gas a little bit. And put it down.
Let's see what we can make him do.
Ozzy Osbourne setting.
So how long did it take to get everything done?
I'd say from when we finally got him to sleep, it was probably 4 hours. And then he was just kind of sitting there dozing while we did the finishing touches. We have our own machine, so we have a milling unit, so we design the bridge on the computer. It's kind of like Tony Stark, the way we rotate it with your fingers on the screen. And then we mill the bridge right there, and we screw it into place, and it's ready to go then. Yeah.
So you woke up, and did you ask immediately to see?
Oh, yes, yeah. And then when I looked when they handed me the mirror and I looked, I was like, wow, you know, because I hadn't, you know, seen teeth in my mouth.
That's a dazzling smile.
He does this Elvis impersonation, and he was like, thank you very much.
Well, it looks great. So let's talk a little bit about the milling process. I don't think any of us know how this sort of stuff goes, but I think we have some graphics. Explain what's involved in that, because that seems really complicated to be able to do that in 4 hours.
Well, it's a CAD/CAM milling machine. So once we get the teeth out and the implants in, we have a 3D vision of his face. So we have his face on the computer there, and so we basically can grow the teeth, shrink it, raise it. We have a smile that fits in there and make it fit perfectly, and then we make it fit to the implants in place. And then we just basically hit mill, and it takes about an hour and a half, and we have a machine from pre-made blocks that will mill the bridge perfectly, and it comes out, and then we do some color modifications and screw it into place.
Interesting. What's the material made of?
We've got a few different types. The one that we put in that day is a polymethyl methacrylate.
Oh, I knew that. What
Yeah,
is that?
yeah,
I don't
so
know what that is.
it's a very hard-pressed, extremely strong acrylic, so it's almost unbreakable.
So this is part of the last for a lifetime part.
Yeah, well, you're going to put that bridge in that day, and we do the best we can to make sure it looks great, but you never know till you try something out in your mouth, so we're pretty meticulous in wanting this to be perfect and look natural. The very first one we put on Dana, I loved it, but he felt like maybe it was just a little white for him, so we...
Did you look like a TV star?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't want to do the Hollywood bright smile,
Right.
you know, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Some
so-
people's teeth look almost blue. They've gotten them so white.
yeah.
So you wanted to just tone that down a bit.
Yeah,
I
he
wanted
want-
a little more natural look.
Yeah, so I mean, since we have the machine, we can just make another one or modify it. So we just kept on trying until we got it perfect, and you know, now here it is.
So what kind of a difference has this made for you?
Well, you know, your confidence level goes up when you're having conversations with people. You don't have to worry about keeping your lips close together so no one can see in your mouth that you don't have your teeth. And you know, there's a lot of things that happen. You know, you get to explore different foods that you hadn't eaten in a long time, and so yeah. And plus, the one thing that people that are missing teeth know, you also have a lot of pain in your mouth. You know, from the loose tooth and the different kinds of things, and that's gone. You know, there's no more of that. So that's a big deal.
I'm so glad.
you know?
I'm glad
Yeah.
for you on all of those fronts.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the before and after all together so you can really appreciate. Yeah, look at you, look like a brand new guy.
Yeah, feels
And
pretty
you
good.
look like you like to smile a lot, so this is
Yeah,
a good,
it worked out
fortunate
all right.
thing.
Yeah.
That's
Do we
terrific.
have the apple picture on there?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
But what was that?
We had a picture of him like just
Biting an
yeah,
apple.
laying into an apple.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm very glad you invented this, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives. For more information about Dr. Keller's same-day new smile procedure, please visit the website that's right there on your screen. You can also find, if you don't have time to grab a pencil right now, you can find the link on our homepage. We'll be right back. Very happy for you.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
You look great.